Hello, in this video I would like to show you a bit more work which I've done with Claude Code. I was fixing a commercial app and I had a couple of issues which I want to show you. This video will not contain the real code, it will contain just a close to the real code. Okay, let's start. So first I had to add a new functionality to the application. And I wrote something like this: add two new events to the event processor. For the two new events, I need to use this query, select everything from table 2. For these events, you should return data where utter1 equals result my field value for event 1, and for event 2, it should return result my field 3 value. The application contains lots of code, and what was surprising, I didn't expect it, but Claude Code was able to find the right function and was able to implement correct changes. But let's first have a look at the code. The code was something like this. So this code is without modifications of Claude Code yet. So we have a query, then we use endpoint to get the result using this query. Then we have while loop because this endpoint returns data page by page. And then if we have the result, we just, if it's event 1, we need to push data push utter 1 and then the value. Okay, now what Claude Code did? Claude Code did actually like I think many of the developers would do. It found the getData function, and instead of modifying this getData function, it just did something like this. It created new events, event 2, event 3, and then if new events include this event, then you just need to return data from this function. And this function, as you can see, it's exactly the same as this function, get data. The only difference is the query and how we add values to the data array. That's all. So what I did, it provided a very safe solution, but it included lots of duplicated code. That's what I did not like. That's why I told Claude Code to get rid of the duplicated code, and it didn't understand where the duplicated code were. And that's why I had to tell to Claude Code exactly what I wanted. I told the Claude Code that the only difference between these two functions, get data for new events and get data, is in this query and how the data return. That's all. That's what I told Claude Code. And then in the next iteration, Claude Code was able to implement the changes. It implemented changes like this. So again, new events. Then if new event includes event, then it's selected from table 2. And then here he just made a difference, like if event 1 then push this one, event 2 push this one. So yeah, it did it well enough. So that's how it solved it. But again, first it just introduced duplicated code, which I don't much like. Okay, that's with the first one. The second one I had to apply is CSRF fix. I asked Claude Code implement CSRF security check where it's needed. And Claude Code implemented lots of code, but the main problem was this one. So it created SCRF exempted roads. So these are roads which should not be checked for CSRF because not all of the roads should be checked. And then it had something like this. If path name is inside the CSRF exempted roads, then do not do the check. Okay, so it's done. Then I started to check the functions. I opened the function in the CSRF exempted roads, and then I took an API which was not in this list. And I noted that actually Claude Code didn't implement this CSRF check in this API, though it wasn't in this road, among these roads. Since the number of these roads were about 30 roads, and then I had somehow to distinguish like where to implement, where not to implement, I asked Claude Code, instead of CSRF exempted rows, uh, it needs to implement CSRF protected roads. That's exactly the roads where I need to implement CSRF. It didn't. So it wrote something like this, and then it changed it here that CSRF protected rows includes path name. Nice. And then it was much easier right now to see in which functions Claude Code implemented CSRF checks. And again, I found several functions where it didn't implement it. So I told the Claude Code about one of the functions, and then Claude Code checked everything and implemented everything well. Then another problem with this CSRF fix was that it created a README file where Claude Code explained everything what's been done, and actually it was a very good README file. But because first it implemented a solution which I did not like, and I asked it to do the new one with the roads to update some of the roads, some of the API which should be in the check, which should not be in the check, it did not anymore fix the README. And the README file was stale, and the file was not updated. And I had to update it manually. I decided not to ask Claude Code to do it again. And the next problem, of course, when I ran it, it did not work. I started to debug it because I wasn't able, because I asked Claude Code, like, what can be the problem? It didn't give me the right choices. And so I had to debug it myself. And in the end, I found a function which did not work. And I asked the Claude Code something like, here is the function, it doesn't work. And then, yeah, it found the correct solution, that the middleware was failing because H runtime incompatibility. And then it made changes and everything started to work again. So yeah, what is my conclusion about it? Again, Claude Code does a good job, but still it has some failures, and we cannot rely completely on the code which Claude Code provides. So we need always check the code. That's all for the video. Thank you. Bye.